Sheldan Nidle's update. May 12, 2015. Sheldan.
Salamat Balik. We come now with more information on what is occurring across your globe. At present, those committees assigned to bring forth various components that are to oust the dark cabal from power are reporting success in carrying out their duties. When we first arrived en masse over 2 decades ago, this world was still under the full authority of the Anunnaki and their dark minions. These various groups as well had the great resources of the Antrons at their command. By the middle of the first decade, the Antrons and the Anunnaki had left. The minions were suddenly cast asunder. Out of these dire circumstances came their initial replies. Their lieutenants just stole the 2000 U.S. election, created 9/11 and began wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. That was their high point. Since then, their power began to fade and now it is practically gone. Our various earthly allies are nearly ready to ease them from their long-occupied purchase. You are to see this shortly, and when you do become aware of how long the process took. Those brave individuals and groups who are now doing this are in fact, global heroes to all. These activities are not to be known until the final actions are complete. Thus, it is important that each of you remain aware of what is happening behind the scenes. Over the past few months, the ability of the U.S. Federal Reserve Bank to operate with full immunity has ended. Likewise, the U.S. Federal Reserve note, the dollar, has come under a full-scale attack, which is starting to undermine it. These notes are to be replaced in the very near future by special U.S. Treasury notes. The world financial system, which is to replace the current corrupt system, is rapidly moving into place among the world's central banks. This new monetary system is to be one in which a series of national reserves are globally to replace the dollar. This is to happen after the revaluation of a number of key currencies, which in turn will force a global monetary reset to take place. These things are presently happening and are nearly ready to be announced. These new currencies are to tie in with a global need to fund the development of infrastructure and the rise of new governance and worldwide prosperity. These numerous alterations to your global societies are just the first step in applying your growing consciousness to your expanding reality. Most of you were born into a reality where only a few possessed the money and power to bend that reality to their will. This kind of power needs to be something, which is the innate right of all. All of the currency and banking transformations that you daily hear of are really pointing out that this present reality is in fact a distorted one. As a group, you require a means to remedy this freakish distortion and return this reality to a point where real global change can occur. This is what our earthly allies are now in the process of doing. Once this happens, you can then truly start to alter rapidly the very nature of how this reality operates. At that time, we and other fully conscious beings can intervene and provide a way to return you to your families in heaven and in the stars. This process, of course, implies that those who now rule be deposed of their wealth and positions of power over you. In this new world, you are to complete your transformation in consciousness. It is a world without money, banking, or the need to look up to someone else for your direction. You are to be guided inwardly by your conscience, your heavenly guides, and by the wisdom, which you acquire simply by living your life with others. This collective wisdom is governed in our reality by the 4 societal laws. These laws guide us to constantly monitor how we interact with others and how we grow organically. We find joy in guiding our lives on a path, which emphasizes our divine service to each other and gives us a wise method to solve collectively any problem that our society can possibly encounter. Fluid management is how each of our societies can come together and mutually serve the light. It honors all of us and permits us to freely see each other in the true and honoring light. Therefore, each of us lives our lifetimes with the means to honor heaven and see ourselves as others do. We learn just how we are simultaneously both individuals and a grand intertwined collective. Blessings. We are your ascended masters. Long ago, we were designated by heaven to gradually guide surface humanity back to full consciousness. Heaven advised us that this process was to take well over 10 millennia to accomplish. At first our numbers were quite small. At the dawn of the modern era, we numbered less than 100. Over the last millennia, this number grew to well over 10,000. We come together as a group in divine service to use our abilities to help, comfort and bless you. We have always been under the divine guidance of an earthly heavenly administration whose main purpose is to bless and assist surface humanity. Heaven decreed that this mission was to accelerate greatly when Gaia approached the time for your sacred transformation back into full consciousness. Until then, we were to be your blessed servants and be able to provide gently the means for you to continue faithfully on your path toward the light. This service continues on as we with love and light, comfort you and guide you towards your divine destiny. The dark, until it finally changed in the middle of the last decade of the 20th century, was determined to extinguish those parts in you that make this transformation possible. It was our efforts on your behalf that prevented the dark from claiming your humanity as another of its vast multitude of victims. We praise each of you for your strength and forbearance in greatly aiding us in this task. Together, we are now to defeat the dark and reunite with our family both inside Gaia and throughout heaven and this galaxy. We are grateful to our space family for their service to this cause and for the shelter provided to us by Agartha. This time is one that all of us have waited for. We are to end the amnesia and the separation imposed upon us by the dark and its earthly allies. You are entering a time where a positive attitude and much thoughtful patience is a great blessing. Look inside daily and feel the changes heaven is giving you. These are preparations for what your body and soul need to embrace as this reality transforms into the light. These changes are part of what is currently leading to new realities. These are the preliminaries to a true return to our former roles as physical angels. Humanity is thus daily arriving at our doorstep as part of this most blessed process. The time for a grand meeting and celebration grows closer with every day. We bless you for letting your wondrousness show through. We are a race of people who were done in by the Atlanteans and now, we are to rise in triumph from disasters imposed upon us by the heinous endeavor of the dark. Hallelujah! Hallelujah! Together, we have reached the very edge of a new day. We ask you to stay positive and to realize just how close you are to the end of a most tragic reality. We ask that you take this message and use your inner power to make this most wonderful reality manifest and manifest now. Know, dear ones, that the countless supply and never-ending prosperity of heaven are indeed yours. So be it. Salamat Gajan. Salamatia. Syrian for B1. And be in joy.